Welcome, dear students. Our today's topic for discussion is The Surgeon, written by Roald Dahl. This is lesson number 10 of our first 11th class English. In today's lesson, we will discuss about the author, its summary, and also the theme of the short story. So now let us start about the author. Let us discuss about the author. Dear students, Roald Dahl, commonly pronounced as Roald Dahl, was born in 13 September 1916 and he died in 23rd November 1990. He was a British novelist, short story writer. He was a poet, screenwriter, and wartime fighter pilot. His books have sold more than 250 million copies worldwide. Dahl was born in Wales to Norwegian immigrant parents. He served in the Royal Air Force during the Second World War. He became a fighter ace, scoring 5 confirmed victories and subsequently an intelligence officer, rising to the rank of acting wing commander. He rose to prominence as a writer in the 1940s with works for children and for adults, and he became one of the world's best-selling authors. He has been referred to as one of the greatest storytellers for children of the 20th century. His awards for the contribution to literature include the 1983 World Fantasy Award for Life Achievements, World Fantasy Award for Life Achievement, and the British Book Awards. Children's Author of the Year in 1990. In 2008, The Times placed Dahl 16th on its list of the 50 greatest British writers since 1949. This was about author. Now let me tell you about the summary of the story. Dear students, Dr. Robert Sandy has recently saved the life of a Saudi Arabian prince. Dr. Robert Sandy has recently saved the life of a Saudi Arabian prince, and as a reward, he is given a rare pure white diamond inside a red velvet cloth. Sandy is amazed when his local jeweler tells him it's worth almost $1 million. He rushes home to show it to his wife, who is just as excited. They are going away for the weekend, so they decided to freeze the diamond into an ice cube tray, as the diamond would also look like the ice. When they return, they are shocked to see that their house has in fact been burglared. Everything in the kitchen has been smashed and thrown on the floor, including the contents of the freezer. The police are called and search everywhere, but they can't locate the diamond. Dear students, the next day another surgeon at the hospital is operating on a young man with something lodged in his intestine. To the surgeon's amazement, it is a beautiful diamond. He and one of the hospital theater sisters take it to the local jeweler to have it appraised. The jeweler recognizes as it was a rare diamond it as Dr. Sandys and calls the police. Sandy is also notified, and by the time he gets to the shop, the surgeon and sister are both in handcuffs. Sandy recognizes him and tell him their story. He has the police release them and tells them to head to the hospital to arrest the recovery thief. After finding nothing, the young hooligan had evidently made himself a drink in Dr. Sandy's house, and he had swallowed the diamond thinking that it was ice. So this was the summary of the story The Surgeon. Now the theme of the story. The students, the short story The Surgeon highlights the main human characteristic of inquisitive and suspicious behavior. The mere suspicion on somebody does not mean that suspected is guilty. The human trait of investigating leads to clear the doubts, but till then a series of unwelcome events take place. Let me repeat the theme of the story again. Let me repeat it. The short story The Surgeon highlights the main human characteristic of inquisitive and suspicious behavior. The mere suspicion on somebody does not mean that the suspected is guilty. The mere suspicion on somebody does not mean that the suspected is guilty. The human trait of investigating leads to clear the doubts, but till then a series of unwelcome events take place. Thank you very much.